My name is Jennifer, and I'm a librarian at the Coos Bay Public Library. Hola, me llamo Jennifer, y soy una bibliotecaria a la Biblioteca de Coos Bay. And today, I am here at Coos Head Co-Op with Itzel Ramirez and Jamar Ruff, and they will be making conchas in celebration of Day of the Children, or El Día de los Niños. Hoy estamos a Coos Head Co-op con Itzel Ramirez y Jamar Ruff, y ellos están cocinando conchas para el Día de los Niños. Kits will be available at the Coos Bay Public Library. Check out our website for more information about other exciting events coming up at the library. Adios!
Hi, I'm Itzel.
Hello, I am Jamar. I'm gonna get on this side of you, is that okay? Because it's your show and you are the one that is teaching me how to... What are we making again?
We're making conchas.
Okay.
They are a bread that we eat in Mexico.
Okay.
Estamos haciendo conchas hoy, y si saben, es un pan que comemos en Mexico. So, first, we need 3 tablespoons of hot water.
Okay, so I can get that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will get that.
I forgot to open this ahead of time.
Hey, no problem. Well, I am your assistant, so you hand me all the things and I will open all of the things for you, okay?
Primero vamos a empezar con 3 cucharadas de agua caliente. First, we're going to start off with 3 tablespoons of hot water. Y quieren que el agua sea tibia más que caliente, o si no van a matar la levadura. So you're going to want the water to be warmer, on the warmer side, not the hotter side, because if you make it hotter, you risk killing the yeast. Así que ya pusimos 3 cucharadas de agua en este plato y vamos a poner la levadura arriba. We already put 3 tablespoons of hot water in this plate.
That was a fun fact because I never knew that I could possibly kill the yeast because of the water, the temperature of the water. So that is something that I did not know.
Yes, it's very interesting. Y eso es algo que él no sabía antes de cocinar hoy, que puede matar la levadura. So you're going to want to sprinkle the yeast on top of the water. Van a querer poner la levadura arriba del agua. And then we wait 5 minutes.
Okay.
Y esperamos 5 minutos. So while we do that, let's melt the butter. Mientras esperamos que se haga la levadura, vamos a...
And I have a timer going as well because 5 minutes for me, I will get distracted and it turns into 20.
Así que mientras esperamos a la levadura, vamos a derretir la mantequilla.
Who doesn't love butter? I will get this out of your way.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, so I can stir this for you as this is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your favorite? Do you have like a memory of when you came into contact with your first conchas?
Oh, so la pregunta es que si tengo un recuerdo de cuando comí mi primer concha, and I've always been eating them.
Okay.
Like there's a ton of Mexican bakeries in California where they sell all kinds of pan dulce. And so this is just one of my favorites. There's like a million other versions.
Okay. Well, and I have always like growing up in Georgia, I came into contact with them as well through my best friend Esther, and I would go in and I'm like, there's no way that I can get one because they're always colorful, they're always inviting, and they're always saying, please have me, please have me, please enjoy me.
La primera vez que yo comí una concha fue en California, creo. A lo mejor México, pero hay muchas tiendas para comprar conchas en California y también hay diferentes tipos de pan dulce, como a lo mejor saben. Y dijo que él vivía en Georgia antes de esto y que su amigo Esther lo introdució a pan dulce y le gusta ir a las tiendas, pero nunca puede decidir en solo un pan porque todos están buenos.
Okay, so right now the butter is melted. It looks like we have 2 minutes and 51 seconds on our timer. And so our our active dry yeast is doing its thing.
And we might want to turn this off
Okay.
it'll kill the yeast too.
It's browning right now.
Y no quieren que la mantequilla esté muy alta en temperatura porque también puede matar la levadura y puede cocinar los huevos. So we don't want the butter to be too high of a temperature because it could still kill the active yeast and it could scramble our eggs. And we
Okay,
don't want
so
that.
would it be helpful for me to pull it off of the aisle?
Yeah.
Let me get something so that way I can at least sit it on.
Okay.
And I always have stuff around the kitchen. So, alright. So, and you know what? Honestly, I've always been intimidated by baking. So that's why I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Or I never teach people how to do it because I'm like, you do not want me to teach you how to bake. But this does not seem very intimidating.
Yeah.
How you're explaining it with the butter, because I would have, if I was making this, I would have put the butter in the pot, and then I would have had scrambled eggs and flour. So
Yeah.
I love those fun facts that you're dropping. It makes it a little bit manageable.
Antes de hacer esto, no pensaba que él podía hacerlo porque se siente como una receta bien complicada, pero no. Y como lo estoy explicando yo hoy, a lo mejor será más fácil para ustedes también. Okay, so it looks like this has just about bloomed, even if it hasn't been 5 minutes. Se ve como que esto ya se hizo lo que tenía que hacer, aunque no sean los 5 minutos.
So when you said bloom,
Yeah.
what does that, because to me it looks different. I've seen that all the yeast was on the top and
Yeah.
now it's not like that anymore. So what does the blooming mean?
So, I don't know if you want to see, but you see the little edges where there's like a little more puff going on in the middle? That's what it means to bloom.
Okay.
La pregunta era que si cómo sabe que está lista la levadura. Y ahorita la moví un poco, pero cuando ve que está subiendo para arriba así, que se ve diferente adentro de el sartén, significa que ya está lista. So.
And would you like a whisk?
Whisk, yes please.
Okay. So
Okay.
I have a couple of options because I feel like in a kitchen you're never supposed to just have one of these. You should always have, I do things in 3s, but around us is 6 whisks. Well, that's 3 plus 3.
Okay, so I like to do the wet ingredients with the wet ingredients and then the dry with the dry.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna get that timer.
Okay.
You know all of this by like muscle memory.
So we're doing 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Okay.
And we have avocado oil.
Yes. So we use avocado oil instead of olive oil. I think we like kind of agreed that if it was olive oil, the olive oil might be a little bit too prevalent in it, and only thing you will be tasting is the olive oil, the incense flavor.
So lo que estamos haciendo es primero estamos mezclando los ingredientes mojados y luego vamos a seguir con los secos. Así que primero pusimos 2 cucharadas de aceite de vegetal. Usamos hoy aceite de aguacate porque no teníamos de vegetal. Y ahora estamos poniendo la vainilla, 2 cucharadas de vainilla. So now we're going ahead and putting 2 tablespoons of vanilla.
How can you only have 2 tablespoons of vanilla?
I know.
I'm really bad. And that's why I don't bake, because unintentionally I will venture off of the recipe, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I love vanilla. Just like maple syrup as well. I could never put 1 tablespoon of maple syrup.
Usually I don't measure anything.
Okay. We're on the same page.
So now we're gonna put 3/4 cup of evaporated milk, and you can use whole milk if you don't have evaporated.
Okay.
Ahora estamos poniendo 3/4 de, de leche evaporada. Y si no tienen leche evaporada, pueden usar leche entera. Okay, so that was oil, vanilla, milk. Now we need eggs. Ahora vamos a poner 2 huevos. And do you want to do one while I do the other?
Okay, hopefully no shells go in there. Oh, no shell. Got it. Oh, and I will take that because
Okay, thank you.
raw eggshells or boiled eggshells, I love using it in my compost. So it is something.
Okay, ahora pusimos los huevos y lo que me gusta hacer es mezclar los huevos antes de mezclar las otras cosas. So what I like to do is I like to mix the eggs before I mix in the other things. And sometimes it's because I'm scared my butter might be too warm and it might scramble the eggs.
So that's the way to get them incorporated before pouring the
butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the butter has started to cool down, so that's great.
So a mí me gusta mezclar los huevos antes de poner la mantequilla, porque en veces no sé si la mantequilla esté muy caliente o si no podré mezclar los huevos bien. Okay, so now do you want to pour half a cup of butter?
Okay. You
here.
said I was about to pour the whole thing in the bread. Thank you for stopping me. Okay, so I'm going to do a half a cup. Whoa, wait, that was... Okay, I got to cook with you more often. I got to cook with you more often.
Ahora le estamos poniendo medio vaso de mantequilla.
Okay.
Y lo medimos antes de ponerlo.
Fun fact, if you cook while you clean, you don't have to clean up once everything is out of the oven and you can just enjoy.
Okay, so now we have all of our wet ingredients incorporated. Ahora tenemos todos los ingredientes mojados. Ahora les pondremos el azúcar y son 2/3 de un vaso. So we're putting in 2/3 of a cup in here of sugar. Y lo voy a mezclar. We're gonna mix this.
I'm going to cut the timer off.
Okay.
And what do you want people's ovens to be preheating at?
250. Yeah.
250. Okay.
250.
I'm going to turn our oven down.
Okay. Y perdón, dije 2. I said 250. I meant 350. Dije 250 y quería decir 350 para el horno, for the oven.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for clearing it because I'm either between 350 or 400. So that is really great. Thank you.
Ahora usaremos una cucharadita de sal. So now we're gonna do like a teaspoon of salt. Y por fin vamos a hacer la harina. So now we're finally gonna get onto the flour. And I like to do the flour like a cup at a time. Me gusta hacer la harina una...
You want me to stir?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want. Me gusta poner la harina un vaso a la vez para que no sea muy difícil para mezclar. So I like to put it 1 cup at a time so that it's not as hard to mix. And we'll see towards the end why I say that.
I'm glad this is like my strong arm. And this is where I would be like putting my fingers in the batter, tasting it and all of that stuff because the vanilla smells amazing.
So now we see it thicken up a whole lot, but it's not ready yet. Ahora le vemos que se hizo más grueso, pero no está lista todavía.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Y ya cuando vean que está suficientemente grueso para agarrar con las manos, pero que se pegue poquito, lo pueden poner en la tabla. So once you see that it's like thick enough that like you can handle it with your hands, but not so thick that it'll get completely stuck on your fingers, you can throw it down on the workspace.
Okay.
Do you ever watch cooking shows and they're like, throw it down on the bench?
Right.
I think that's so cute.
Well, you have to say it then. Yeah. But once you get done and it's hard enough, throw it down on the bench.
Throw it down on the bench. Okay. Do you want to put down the parchment paper?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay.
So what we're doing is we're putting down parchment paper so that it doesn't stick as much.
What I'll do is get you, voila.
Spatula.
Just.
So lo que hacemos es nomás lo tiramos aquí y empezamos a amasar con las manos. So we just throw it down on the bench and we just start mixing it with our hands.
I'm gonna let you do this part, and I am gonna clean up our space so that way once we finish, we are devouring these.
So it's still really sticky, todavía está muy pegajoso. Lo que pueden hacer es ponerle el resto de la harina. Quieren que sobre un poco menos de un vaso para poder amasarlo bien. Do you want to pour the rest of the flour on here?
Of course. Tell me when to stop.
We'll pour the whole thing in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like to make sure that the whole outside is coated before I put both hands in there, and then I start to work it. So me gusta que tenga harina en todos los lados antes de poner las dos manos, así no se pega toda la masa en las dos manos. And so we're just going to work it in until all the flour is gone.
And I see that you're doing this motion of, and if you want, now that it's like that, let me move this. But I see that you're doing this motion of like rolling, grabbing the flour, rolling, grabbing the flour.
Yeah, it just.
Oh, that was a good workout. Maybe I should.
It just feels really, almost natural to just, and it gets the whole surface, and you're just kind of making sure that you're picking up all the little crumbs of dough that are falling everywhere.
Oh.
And like cleaning your hands on it. So lo que quieren hacer,
I can tell that you are a natural.
lo que quieren hacer aquí es recoger toda la harina que tienen aquí en la tabla y también recoger todos los pedazos de masa.
So how long do these bake for?
These bake for 18 to 20 minutes
Okay.
at 300 degrees.
Okay.
So now we're going to let it rise for 1 hour. And we want to make sure that we keep it in a warm place with a damp towel over it.
Okay, so let me we can put it in this bowl.
Okay.
All right. Oh.
And so before this, I went ahead and prepared another batch so that we'd be ready. Antes de esto, hice otra.
So did you put oil in this bowl?
Yeah, I sprayed
Okay.
it with cooking oil. With
Okay.
ham, or you could use butter too.
Okay. Just so that way it makes it a little bit easier to transfer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, van a agarrar una masa así y lo que van a hacer es lo van a cortar a los tamaños que quieran. So you're going to get like a piece of dough that ends up looking like this. And you're just going to want to cut it to your desired size. And you can do this with a spatula or a knife or just whatever you'd like. Pueden cortarlo con una espátula o con un cuchillo o nomás lo que quieran. So this recipe originally calls for, it makes 12, I believe, but we're just going to make them really big today. Because
That's my, I love that. I'm not going to tell you not to do that.
esta receta usualmente hace 12.
So with them being that size, is the cooking time still the same?
No, we're just going to flatten them out a little bit more.
Okay,
And they're
okay.
just going to be wider.
Okay, okay.
So esta receta usualmente es para 12, pero hoy las vamos a hacer un poco más grande y nomás las vamos a aplastar un poco para que se hagan más anchas. Y este salió un poco grande, así que lo voy a hacer más chiquito. This one kind of came out a little bit bigger, so I'm going to take it apart and make it 7. So
Can I feel that?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it bounces back.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yes, it does.
Saben que está lista cuando se hace para atrás, cuando lo pellizcan. Ahora vamos a poner esto en nuestro cooking sheet y vamos a hacer la pasta de arriba. So now we're gonna put these in our cooking sheet for about 5 minutes, and during that time, we'll just make our strudel on top.
Okay.
So
I'm going to, and is there any way I can put these on here for you?
just give a little bit, like an inch of space between.
Okay.
Because they will rise while we're waiting here.
Okay.
Oh, and if you have a damp towel, just toss it on top, and then they should be rising for a little bit.
Okay. I just had to do that.
And the butter was supposed to be room temperature, but we melted it a little.
We melted.
Because it was a little hot. La mantequilla debería de ser a tiempo del cuarto, pero la habíamos apenas sacado del refri, así que estaba un poco duro.
So question, how much flour did you put in there?
Oh, sorry. We put a cup of flour in here.
A cup of flour.
Then we put 1/3 cup of sugar.
Third cup of sugar.
And then
how much butter is this?
That's half a cup.
A half a cup of butter and more yes.
Yes, more vanilla.
More vanilla, right?
Vainilla, yes.
There we go.
So le puse un vaso de harina, un tercer vaso de azúcar, una cucharada de vainilla y medio vaso de mantequilla. So now...
So mantequilla is...
butter.
There we go.
Yeah. And so now we mix this. So do you want to do it? So va a estar un poco duro si no tienen la mantequilla a tiempo del cuarto. It's going to be a bit hard if the butter isn't room temperature. Y lo que a mí me gusta hacer en casa es nomás mezclarlo todo con mis manos. So what I like to do at home is I just go at it with my hands.
Well, you know what? That's when I make like galettes or anything, because galettes are like about the only thing that I would make it with, and it's always best to use our hands when it gets to that place. So
yeah. So vamos a hacer lo mismo que hicimos con la masa. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the dough, where we're just going to grab it all and scrunch it together. Y este va a ser un menos firme que la masa. It's going to be like a little bit less firm than the dough. It's going to be crumblier. Crumblier.
Crumblier.
So
it's gonna break down.
So with the heat of my hands is actually melting the butter a little bit and making it easy to work with. Con el calor de mis manos está derritiendo la mantequilla un poco y es más fácil mezclarlo. So I like to put it on the bench again.
Thank you.
Me gusta ponerlo en la tabla otra vez porque está más fácil mezclar todo y puedes verlo mejor. So I like to see it, and I like to see where the clumps are. Like there's a huge one right there. And it just makes it easier for me.
So how long have you been making these? Because you are a pro.
So I've only been making them for a year.
Really?
I've made them like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
It was one of my fear recipes too. Like I always thought they'd be so hard to make and require so much.
I love how you said fear recipes, because we all got that stuff that we're just simply scared of.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that making that a normal topic of discussion, but then also talking about how we just are able to dive into these recipes that are so scary and so frightening. And then once we start playing with it, it's like, oh, there's nothing scary about this.
Yeah. So, ahora vamos a hacer un hoyo en el medio. So now we're just going to put like a little dimple in the middle.
Okay.
And we're going to do about as much cocoa powder as you want. Y ahora le vamos a poner...
I love how you said that. It's about as much cocoa powder as you allow.
le vamos a poner chocolate en polvo.
Try and stop me.
So this is to give it color and to also give it flavor. You can split the dough up into pieces and do different colors with food coloring if you want. But this is like a little more natural, and it gives it like a little different flavor too on top of it. Esta es una manera de colorar la pasta, y si quieren también pueden usar diferentes colores aquí también, y pueden hacer de diferente tamaño las bolas, o pueden hacer como 15 diferentes colores si quieren.
Oh, it totally looks like you can add a little bit more cocoa in that.
Can I add more cocoa? There's more on the bench.
Okay. I'm like, more. Oh.
Yeah, so the heat of my hands is like slowly warming this up. And so it makes it easier to work
Look
with.
at how it looks.
Yeah. So you just mix this until you get the desired color. Mezclan la pasta hasta que agarran el color que quieres. Y aquí, you would say this is kind of solid, right?
I would say that is definitely kind of
Okay.
Would you like one of these to scrape up?
Yeah. Perfect.
Leave no trace on the bench.
So, we made 7
Okay, yes.
7 balls. So now we're gonna split this dough up, the strudel up into 7 pieces.
Would you like a little knife?
We can use a spatula.
Okay.
So hicimos 7 bolas, así que vamos, conchas, así que vamos a cortar esta pasta en 7 pedazos. So, you wanna do the honors?
Okay, how do you want me to guide me?
Just as even as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go down the middle, because that kind of helps me, and then I go 1, and there's 7.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm already gearing for 6.
Oh, you could.
And I'll do like, okay.
Yeah. So we have a little one, remember?
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah. Así que tenemos 7 pedazos, and you can either press this down or roll it out. I just like to do it in my hands and just. Do you want to bring over the conchas?
Absolutely.
So lo que pueden hacer aquí es hacerlo en una pelota y lo pueden aplastar con
I gotta,
un rollo para rodar o así con las manos nomás. And then once you get it to like the desired size,
mm-hmm.
you just
Mine
kind
just
of
broke apart.
you just kind of roll it on top.
Okay.
And it's okay if they break. And this is where you can, like, if you have cookie cutters, slap a funny shape on top.
Oh.
Or you can leave them like that. Or at the end.
How are you able to get these off of here? Oh, there we go. Did you use this? No. Yes?
What?
Okay.
So yeah, this is how I
See,
make
you're a
tortillas.
pro.
Así hago las tortillas
Oh,
en
okay.
casa.
We're gonna have to do a tortilla making class. Okay. Can that be next, please?
Yeah.
Yes. I make really good tacos, but just imagine like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it's hearing is like this is not the last time you're gonna be seeing us.
Así que quede medio redondo. To make it like a bit round. Y los pueden hacer de cualquier anchura que quieran. If you wanted to make them thicker, you just make more dough. And you can have like really thick strudel on top, or you can make it like a bit thinner.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Now we need a little tiny knife.
Okay, I got that.
Okay. Here, I'll let you be on this side.
We in kitchens we always say knife, knife on your shoulder. Okay.
Okay, ahora con un cuchillo de cualquier tamaño, le van a hacer rayas como quieran. You're gonna do stripes, however you want.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I've been doing my research. Because it almost looks like a shell. Or
Yes,
something.
so that's what concha means in Spanish. It means
Oh.
like seashell.
Yeah. Okay. Under the sea. Okay.
Perfect. And you can make whatever design you want on there. If you
Like
want
so,
to
I
put
can
like
put an I or a J.
Yeah, you can put a star. If you, like I said, if you have cookie cutters that are like small, you can do like a bunch of different shapes on top of them. They come out super cute at the end too.
Why did I start on that one like that? It's like you see, once I get good, I'm like, okay, I get confidence, and then I'm like, I'm veering off of this. Okay.
Y si tienen para cortar galletas, también pueden poner la forma aquí arriba y cortarla como quieran. So.
Oh, I missed
Ooh.
one. Oh, how did I do that? I was really excited, you see?
See, these are really forgiving. You could just paste them back together. Si hacen un roll así chiquitito, pueden nomás ponerlo más junto y se arregla. Ta-da! So now these go in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna put a timer on.
Okay.
And I will open this for you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Alright,
Look
so
at
they rose a
these.
whole lot in the oven. These ones almost are touching. But this is the finished product.
Woo!
Se hicieron más grande en el horno y estos casi están tocando, pero esos como se miran al final. So yeah, you see where I made my little mistakes.
Yes, but it's like, oh my gosh. And they smell amazing. They smell amazing. Now, I heard through the grapevine that you could incorporate some cinnamon in these. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can put it in the dough when you're mixing it. I think you can also put like whatever other like sweet desserty flavors that you want to add. I'm thinking like fall, nutmeg, like pumpkin spice kind of thing.
Allspice.
Yeah, you can do something like that in the fall. But these are super versatile and they're super easy to make.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so do we sample them?
Now Jennifer, you get to come in and
Hi Jennifer,
sample
wait, you get in the middle.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys. You did a great job. Gracias para todos. Esto es estupendo. Today we want to thank our sponsors, the Coos Bay Public Library, Coos Head, and South Coast ESD. Gracias para
Patrocinadores.
patrocinadores.
Thank you.
Coos Head, la Biblioteca de Coos Bay y South Coast ESD. So thank you, and we'll see you next time. Come
Thank
see us
you.
at the library.
Adios.
Bye.